What's up, guys? We're live. We're live on YouTube. Huh? Alright, you want to see my wife? So, here we are, hanging out. Dice hola. Alright. We're gonna debone some chicken breast. We got a few orders. I'm just setting up the space right now. We got a few orders for some boneless, skinless chicken breast. And so we're gonna debone, deskin it. Ooh. Oh, qué bueno. Dice hola y después va a regresar a la... Vení, vení. Vení, mira. Vení, mira. Hola. Mía. Hola. All right. ¿Qué falta? Panas. Panas de metal. ¿Dónde están? Aquí. Yeah. Como sea. All right, let's get the fight juice going. ¿Quieres, sí? Solo un poquito. ¿Cómo vas a embriagarse con solo un poquito?
Bueno, María, le digo, mañana quiero a las 7 de la mañana. Le digo. Póngase las pilas yo, le digo.
Estos tubos están jodiendo. ¿Solo un poquito para acá?
Bueno, yo pensé que te iba a ayudar, pero parece que está bien solo.
Sí, está bien solo.
Esa toalla te la dejo aquí.
No estoy solo, estoy con los millones de mis seguidores.
Voy a quitar esta barbarie aquí de sucio. Va en el video.
Ya estoy recordando. Estoy en vida ahorita.
En vivo.
En vivo. Pero estoy recordando también. Normalmente es donde me gusta poner la computadora.
Ajá, ajá, ¿por qué? Ah, mucho sol.
Sí. Voy a poner aquí en este lado.
Para que enfoque lo limpio, ¿sí, amor?
Sí.
Voy a salir de esto.
All right. All right, all right, all right. All right. I think we're going to put the bones here, put the breast and fingers here, and we'll put the skin here, something like that. Or we'll get one more bowl. Let's get one more bowl. We'll put the fingers separate, or the skin separate. There's the skin right there. We're high on the Coke. Cheers. Let's get to work. 1404 right now. I don't know how many exactly I have, but they are a little bit more defrosted than I would normally like. Prefer to have it a little bit more firm, but I've got what I've got and I've got to work with it. So hopefully you guys can hear my baby crying and screaming in the background. That's where the fun comes from. That's where the joy of life comes from. Yeah, okay, cool. So this is interesting. Can you see that? It does move a little bit easier when it's not too frozen. It kind of just peels a little bit. A little bit better. We'll get this little wishbone bit out. These, I had someone else cut these breasts off of the chicken, so I didn't start with whole chicken and cut these myself. And it's always interesting to see how different people cut. Like I can tell this isn't one that I cut just because of certain parts that are there or aren't there. So now we've got this beautiful boneless, skinless breast. I'm going to take off this little bit of fat too. And that'll go in with the skin because that can be broken down into chicken oil later on. I'm just trying to get better and better about making sure these are beautiful, beautiful breasts because I want people to appreciate the work that we do here. And I do expect to be paid for my work, so I try to do the best that I can. I try to do the best that I can. I try to do the best that I can. And inevitably, I do a little bit better at the beginning than I do at the end. Or maybe it's the other way around, actually. Maybe I do better at the end. Because I've kind of gotten in the groove of things, you know. But I just try to do the best I can, constantly learn, constantly grow, constantly get a little bit better. It's kind of like, I almost think of it like an RPG, you know? You just keep doing it. It's like you're leveling up. And of course, like real life is a little bit different because maybe everyone levels up at slightly different rates. But one sec, let's see what we can do here for a second. Try to lower the amount of bugs here. Yeah, we do our best to not have bugs, obviously, but living where we live and working where we work, you can't win every game, you know. We do not have enclosed, refrigerated, or air-conditioned rooms to work in. So now I'm just removing these these little tendons here that are part of the fingers, the chicken fingers. And then I just stick my finger in and cut that as close to the bone as possible. Yep, same way on that side. And like I said, I got my finger in there. And just cut again along the bone there. But yeah, like I was saying, the bugs, they're kind of just a reality of living where we live. We'll do the chicken fingers in there. I really like chicken fingers. I'll have to see what most other people would do and study what maybe some other butchers do with them. I always just think of them as fingers, as little chicken fingers, and my favorite way is just to bread them and then yeah. So those are chicken fingers right there. And then we got this bone left over right here, and now I want to try to improve my ability to get this bone ready for making stock with. So I'm actually going to give it a little just break it up to give access to that inner bit, because that inner bit is going to cut out in the stock. You see that? All that stuff right there, that's going to be really nutritious stuff to get into that into the broth when we make bone broth. So let's go in for the next one here. So first things first, peel off the skin. The skin, make schmaltz. I think it's called schmaltz. I always fucking forget. Excuse my language. Excuse me. I always forget. All that fatty bit. Look at this. There's a nice bit of chicken fat right here. This is some real nice chicken fat. And that can all be cooked down. Make chicken oil. Which apparently, I'm not one of these people, but apparently is popular in Jewish cuisine, or was perhaps before seed oils got so popular and ubiquitous. Because my understanding is that there was a time in the past when a lot more people would use like pork oil, pork lard for cooking in, and then if that was the case, I know that Jewish people do not eat pork or consume pork, so I imagine they were using more chicken oil because of that reason. Not sure why they weren't using beef tallow, but I understand that there's different flavors that you get from each one, as well as the fact that beef tallow is a very distinct flavored product, as well as not only does it have a distinct flavor, but it also leaves a distinct feel in your mouth. So I can imagine for that reason. Hey, babe. Si quieres, puedes usar mío y llamarte. Bueno. Yes, sir. So we here are a bilingual household. My wife understands a lot of English, but doesn't really speak it, doesn't really desire to. She's happy speaking in Spanish, and I'm also happy speaking in Spanish with her. So we pretty much speak in Spanish, but I do talk in English to the girls, our daughters, quite a bit more because we want them to learn English. We want them to be able to speak both languages. I think it's just a good benefit for young ones to be able to learn more than one language. So we try to help them and be supportive of them with that, and I try to speak to them quite a bit in English. Yeah, it's fun. It's cool. Sometimes it's a little frustrating, especially like when I'm tired. It can be difficult for me to express myself because Spanish is my second language. And yeah, sometimes that can be a little bit tough. But I, don't really mind. I guess it's like something kind of like make trade-offs in life. No one and nothing is perfect, and you always just kind of do your best. And my wife is super understanding of that. She's a fantastic woman. And I'm very patient with me, which is great. I think that's the most important factor in a relationship is being willing to be patient and open. I think a lot of people think of it as like, oh, what's the chemistry like? But chemistry, we're not chemistry. We're not chemistry, guys. We're biology. And beyond biology, we're psychology. We have the ability to make choices and decide. So chemistry is something that happens to us. Psychology is something that we make. And I do believe relationships in general are more psychological than chemical. Yeah. So it's a fun process of learning and expanding and accepting and relating and just communicating. There we are. That's going to be some good bone broth right there. I will tell you that. I will tell you that. It's going to be some good bone broth. Now we'll keep on rolling. Keep on rolling. Woo. Just talking to myself. It feels like I'm talking to myself. My wife is looking at me like I'm crazy. I told her that she was like, why are you getting into this social media stuff all of a sudden? Why are you trying to? It's like, man, I have this feeling that there might be a way to maybe get some income from this, and it would definitely not hurt our family to have a little bit more income. So yeah, I figured just kind of like, I mean, I'm not like an expert at anything really, but I figure that's kind of the cool thing about social media is that like people just want to see other real people doing real things, and this is my real life, dude. This is what I do. I sit here and I cut up chickens, and I found a tiny little niche for myself because this place where I've chosen to live, um, there's a lot of tourism and foreigners who like to eat the way they're accustomed to eating. But the locals don't consume, for example, boneless, skinless chicken breast. So what I do is I get to work with a large amount of chicken and then just make the product that the foreigners are more accustomed to seeing, and then provide it to them, and get paid for my time working. And the rates here, the income here, the what do they call it? Wages. Excuse me. Wages are extremely low. Kind of a normal wage is about $1.50 an hour. So at the very least, doing this, I don't have a boss. I get to set my own schedule and time and work when I want to work and not work when I don't want to work. And I end up making about $1.50 an hour, maybe a touch more. When I work fast, that is. When I work fast, I get a touch more. But here, sitting here talking to, well, nobody. I hope somebody listens on the back end or something, but we'll see. Just little by little. I'm just trying to listen to what the other YouTube gurus are saying and stuff. They're saying you just gotta start doing it. No one's gonna show up, and you just keep going. And eventually, people start showing up, and you say, "Where the heck did all these people come from?" And that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. Just see where the heck all of these. See if I can reach a point where I say, "Where the heck did all these people come from?" And maybe somebody will go back and watch this from the future, and you'll be hanging out with me. You're in the future. I'm in the present. But it'll be your present, and I'll be in the past. Ain't that funny? Ain't that a blast? Ain't it cool? Ain't it cool? My wife keeps coming and going. Look at me, funny look. It's a good time. It's a good time. Yeah. I'm trying to. The biggest things I'm excited about right now is trying to get acquire a little bit more land here, and then acquire a couple more cows. Always wanted to be a cowboy, and now that I've got a son, I really want him to have the opportunity to be a cowboy. He's not even a year old. He's got more cows than I had when I was 30. Just keep rolling, 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 rolling. 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 Hey, Mia. Good. How are you? Huh? You found a broom? Be careful over there. Be careful of the fan with your hair. What's up, Mia?
Siempre cuando tú haces cosas así, como filetear cosas o hacer algo, carne, cualquier cosa, lo hace con un video.
No siempre. Pero sí estoy tratando de hacer más y más.
Mi mamá tiene tu cuenta de TikTok.
Ajá.
En TikTok sales tú.
Sí, pero ahorita estoy en YouTube. Porque no tengo suficientes seguidores en TikTok para ir en vivo.
Entonces YouTube, ¿y entonces cómo te buscan?
Guanacaste Proyecto.
Puedo buscarlo en nuestra computadora. En serio, ¿verdad?
Ajá, sí.
Va a salir.
Ajá.
Va a salir.
Sí. Sí. Pero es actualmente en inglés. Project Guanacaste. O Guanacaste Project.
Project Guanacaste. Bueno, voy a intentarlo.
¿Sabes por qué somos Guanacaste?
No.
Porque tenemos este gran Guanacaste.
Bueno, voy a buscarlo. Tal vez hoy si vemos algo voy a buscarlo. A ver.
Ajá.
A ver. Pero ¿hace video o video un poquito corto?
¿Cómo? No entiendo.
¿Hace videos largos o videos cortos?
Los dos. Ahorita estoy haciendo en vivo. Entonces voy a estar aquí como 1 hora o 2 horas. Todo el tiempo que estoy sacando mi producto aquí. Pero también todos mis videos en TikTok están también en YouTube. Just keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, 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 rolling.
Esa es pechuga.
Yep, that's correct.
Pero un señor vino a buscar pechuga y esa es pechuga.
Sí, pero eso es con otro propósito. This is for another reason. This is to sell boneless, skinless. Yeah, the people love their chicken breast. I don't know why. I'm not a big chicken breast fan myself.
¿Con quién estás hablando?
I'm talking to people in the future. There's nobody here right now with me, but perhaps in the future there might be people watching, and they can talk to me. Just keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Just keep rolling, 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 rolling. Man, recently I've gotten like back into like Lincoln Park, and man, some of this music is so funny, dude. It's so funny to like go back as an adult and listen to this stuff, because yeah, the lyrics are like pretty angsty, right? But also like kind of define, I guess, like a generation of people listening to all this stuff. Just keep rolling, rolling, rolling. How deep, bro? You're so deep. How'd you get so thoughtful? Oh man, you know I just spend hours and hours cutting chicken. But yeah, like an RPG, you just gotta keep practicing. Because I think if I did this like a lot more, I would get a lot better. And then there's also something of like doing things when you're young. Like I feel like old ass chunky these days, but it's like I wish I had done more stuff when I was young and just practiced. I'm really happy for all the stuff that I did do, but of course you can always do more. You can always do more, and it's not a bad idea to just try to do like as much as you can. It's not a bad idea to try to do as much as you can. Just don't like go crazy, you know. Just keep rolling, 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 rolling. Sometimes it's like filmy stuff gets stuck on the chicken breast skin. It's like I don't really know if I'm really expected to remove that. I haven't bought boneless, skinless chicken breast in like a long time, so I'm not really sure what it typically looks like for other people. I see. A little bit of Coca-Cola almost feels like a good time for a break. How long did I make it? Fucking like 20 minutes. Just keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Daughter. She's so cute. She's so great. She is a fantastic human being. And it's so fun to be a father, man. It's so fun to just like watch your kids grow little by little. Really, truly beautiful thing. There's a chicken finger. Laura was like, man, I always just thought like chicken fingers were like just breast cut up into slips. It's like, no, dude, there's actually a part in the chicken that's like a finger. And yeah, right? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. You know what? Maybe what I'll do next time is do like a little advertisement on like Instagram or on Twitter and just be like, yo, hey y'all, let's get down with the get down. We are going live here. So I'm gonna wash my hands real quick and get some more Coca-Cola. I'll be right back. Cheers, everybody. Man, I would never trust anyone who drinks out of a plastic cup. Oh my gosh. How can you possibly expose yourself to that kind of stuff? Just keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Just keep rolling, 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 rolling. So, what? Keep the cutting board from moving around. Just keep rolling, 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 rolling. I love being able to look out my window and see my cows out there grazing away. I really, really look forward to getting my electric fence system set up. I just got to be able to buy this land first, and we're so close. We're so close. I can taste it in the air. I have a strong feeling everything's gonna work out really well. I have faith that things are just gonna work out, man. Everything's gonna come together. We just keep rolling, rolling, rolling. Oh no, I got the wishbone in there. Just lost a little bit of meat there, but now, so you're making like bone broth. Like, let's check this out. So little by little, I'm getting all these bones, right? And now I don't really have clients for those bones right now, but I do have clients for bone broth. So what I do is I make bone broth and then I sell that. That's profound, bro. That's profound. No, but it's legit though, because that's like how like all businesses work, right? It's like people have been wanting, people want bone broth. They want local food. If people really truly want local things, then they have to find local people to do it if they're not going to do it themselves, right? Profound, bro. Profound. And that's what we are. We are the local person who does the local thing that you always wanted to have when you go to a new place or whatever. You're like, oh, is there anything local available here? You're finding like a dude like me. It's just like, that's local. Like, you don't go to a supermarket. That's not local. Like, if they sell it at a supermarket, it's almost certainly not a local product. You gotta find some guy in his kitchen with a family with like crying babies. He's like working for $1.50 an hour, preparing the local product that you like. That local, well managed chicken bone broth that comes from a dude like me, or if you're where I'm at, it might come from me. And then there's other types of people who are like freaking stinky rich, who co-opt that sort of local idea, and they do things that are not local, and they call it local. What is he talking about? What on earth is this hater talking about? Oh my god, what a hater. What a hater. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, chump change. Why do you call me chump change? I didn't call you chump change. This guy's a schizo. Nah, he just got nobody here to talk to. Sitting here for 35 minutes, talking to himself. Feels like I'm talking to myself. Everything I'm going insane. Another one is crazy. Yeah. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. What am I gonna do with all these chicken fingers, man? honestly one of the hardest things to sell because they got this piece right here, which people find to be like kind of ugly. They have this little like tendon that dangles out. You can see that, and that is like that's part of the reason it's so good for frying, like breading and frying, because then they can't see that tendon, the customer. So it works out really well. I feel like I'm talking to myself. I don't think I'm going insane. It feels like I'm talking to myself. Am I the one who's crazy? Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Man, you know I'm a really good singer if that gets copyrighted for playing that song. Feels like I'm talking to myself. Am I the one who's crazy? Yeah. Whoa. Dude, you know people actually get like a way better deal. It's so funny. Like the amount of time you can spend cutting up these chickens. And locals are like, oh, I'd rather do it yourself. And no, respect. There's value in having all of these things. But the thing about these bones is like, if you have one chicken breast is enough for you to eat. For like 2 people, each person can eat one of these, you know? And then, so this like one whole breast has 2 of those. And then that's 2 people's eating. But just the bone in here isn't enough for 2 people to have bone broth. So it kind of makes sense to have some amount of like centralization, industrialization, you know, like one person kind of doing it all, and then you can focus the bone broth because to be honest, the people who need the bone broth the most, well, other than like warriors, but I don't really know so many warriors, sadly. It's like I feel like there's levels to that, right? But these like pregnant moms or like pregnant women, nursing moms. And so that's like we really try to focus our bone broth efforts to them. And then from one piece of skin, you're not getting enough to like make oil from to make chicken oil. But um, but when you do all this, you get enough. After a few of these sessions, you know, I get enough to make a couple gallons of chicken oil. And then that can be distributed to those that really value having a product like that. Because not everyone wants to have chicken oil, you know? But there are people who have a recipe that calls for it or have a dietary need. Hey, niña. ¿Cómo está Michael ahorita? ¿Él está solo? ¿Puedes ayudar, Canel, por favor? Ok, gracias, señorita. Ok, para él, ¿sí? Bueno. ¿Y tu mamá qué está haciendo? Ah, bueno. Gracias, girls. Yeah. Man, it's hard to be parents. It's like not an easy thing. I think that's kind of what I'm getting at with this bone broth thing. Is like a lot the people who need these nutrients are not the same people who can do the work and have the time, free time to be able to making small batches. You know, because unless you're buying up tons of bones, you're making these like tiny batches of product, and then kind of just doesn't always make a ton of sense. It takes a bunch of your time, and then you get pulled away from your children. And like, dude, I look to provide this to my wife. My wife is nursing still, and it makes me happy to know that she gets to eat this. And then also we give this to our son. I prefer beef, but we do move a lot of chicken through here, so I'm happy to give chicken as well because it's something we have available. And I prefer beef just because of what they eat. I always feel like grass is like the healthiest thing in the world. Like there's got to be something about the biblical command, like Old Testament command to eat more cows, you know. So I'm almost done. I'm like, this is a lot faster than doing whole chickens. It's a lot faster. But you get way less out of it. Like I prefer a lot of the products we get from the whole chicken. So all the like bone broth, ground beef, ground meat products. You know, nobody likes eating like a steak, for example, that's just super filled with connective tissue, like tendon, ligament, all the connective tissue in there. Unless you slow cook it, and that's when you get like barbecue brisket, smoked meats, soups, like beef soup here is super bomb, filled with connective tissue. And it's bomb. When you slow cook connective tissue, it becomes, it like breaks down the collagen and gelatin, and it just becomes like super bomb. Sorry, I just used the same word like 6 times. Oh, I lost it. That's a goner. Manda un perro por aquí, por favor. Yeah, so speaking of variety in the genetics, it's cool to have a lot of diversity. Everywhere you go, like dogs help out with so many things. We got dogs. The only thing we don't have is cats. I like the idea of having a cat. I think it could help out with certain things. But as of now, we don't have one. I don't like the idea of them like running around in my kitchen. That's one thing. They climb on the surfaces way better than dogs and stuff like that. I think dogs, it's a little bit easier to control them staying on the floor, for example. But cats are like so on their own. But yeah, we got chickens, we got ducks, we got cows. I really want to get back into bunnies, rabbits. What's the other thing I really want? Oh, I want to get pigs. We kind of have like a pig house partially built, and I want to finish that so we can breed pigs in the house. And then I want to, once we get the electric fence system set up, I'd like to do electric fencing for pasture-raised pig. I'd like to do an interspecies rotational grazing system with pasture-raised pig, pasture-raised chicken, a heritage breed, and what am I saying? Yeah, I'm thinking about taking a break here and just doing a quick cleanup. Yeah, just wipe everything down here. But yeah, that's kind of the goal, is to get to that stage. And we're not far off. A lot of it's just, man, it needs so much work. And despite wages being really low here, we don't have a ton of income either. So it's harder to get all of the things done that I want to do. If I had an income of a U.S. person or a European person, for example, and I still had that income, and then I could invest it here, I'd be like so far ahead of where I'm at. But I don't have that, so I work with what I have. I work with the income that I have here. And yeah, it's difficult, and it's fun. It's the life I chose. It's like we chose, me and my family. It's a beautiful thing. It's truly a beautiful thing to have the opportunity to go to a new land and live and have a family, homestead, and just live your life, Of course, there's little stresses here and there, little things that make life difficult, and that's anywhere. That's anywhere in the world. You encounter these like difficulties. You just choose different difficulties depending on where you go. It's funny. It's funny to see. You kind of learn a lot about a person by seeing which difficulties they've chosen to take on. these struggles they've chosen to. I'm gonna clean up here in a second, check on my family, make sure everything's going okay, and yeah. So now we're gonna have to wrap this one up here. Cool. Didn't throw that one on the ground. Put that up in here. All right. Cool. I'm gonna wash up and then I'm gonna cancel this live stream. Hey, thanks for being out here with me, guys. Peace. Thank you. Thank you.